Good morning, everybody. How are you? I hope you're ready for some fun today. We have a rainy day, so it's a great day for playing in the studio. For those of you that don't know, my name is Robbie Rabala, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Bern, North Carolina. I love inspiring you so you enjoy the paper crafting hobby with less decision frustration. It's nothing worse than trying to decide what to do and not being able to do it. I love showing you different ideas so that you can collect products that you will use and love. And the key here is love. If you don't love it, don't buy it. That's the key. I also tongue-tied this morning. I also hope my ideas encourage you to use your stash, because that's the key. We all have a huge stash. Let's use it up. So with that, I'm going to chit chat a little bit and see if a couple people come in. When you come in, say hello, and we'll get started in a few minutes. If you don't have your beverage of choice, mine is hot tea, make sure you grab it because you got a few minutes before we get started. So this week was very exciting for me. I got my pre-order, small pre-order, and I just, did an unboxing. I have not played with any of it. I needed to get organized a little bit. I've got class this week, so I was prepping for the class, and I do have my classes ready so I can get to play this afternoon and tomorrow and to do some things. I've got a collaboration with Vicki, and we're going to be using the Circle Sayings, which is one of the new, do I have it? Where did I put it? It's over here. It's one of the new stamp sets, and it has a punch. And I didn't realize it. It's $1 million. And then this punch, it's $1 million stamp set. So somebody who did $1 million designed this, and the logo down here, that little diamond, that's an indication. It's not a diamond. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides hexagon, is an indication that it was $1 million person who designed it. So we're going to be doing some playing with that. I also am toying with an idea, and it's an idea that I've seen, and I thought, maybe this is something that others may like. I don't know, but it's basically a try it class for the annual catalog. All right, there it is. I changed it to see. So, I'm kind of toying with that one, and I want to see if there's a way I can work it a little differently than the lady who does it, because although I love her idea, it's expensive, and I know money is tight for everybody. So I might try and do mini try-its every couple of months, so that you get a chance to try out some of the new product. And by new product, I mean the new colors, the new ribbon, new embossing folders, things like that. It's just a good way for you to see if it's something that you would like. I demonstrate a lot of stuff, and maybe it's not for you, but maybe there is something else. So it's something I'm thinking about, and hopefully we'll see how that goes and what I can massage it into. What else is going on? For those of you that don't know, I had to put my Papillon bijou down in January. It was very, very hard, and I'm still struggling with it. But I went back home to visit Zoe and Jess, the family, to see Zoe's volleyball game. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. They did not win one game, not one. every girl was off their game. They couldn't get serves over. Zoe, who is one of the most consistent players and one of the best players because she goes for everything, she couldn't get a serve over. It wouldn't go over. And so the coach was frustrated. The girls were frustrated. And the coach just said, look, it's spring break. Go home, get it out of your system and come back ready to play. So it was just an off day for all of them. Oh, happy Easter to you too, Carol. So I'm not, I don't know what was wrong, but hopefully everybody will come back ready and they'll do better on the next one. But while I was home, I was talking to Jess, and because I miss Bijou so much, I've seriously thought about getting another one. But I'm concerned that if anything happens to me, what would happen to the dog? I didn't worry about it when I got Bijou. I was a lot younger. It was 13 years ago. And so, now that I'm older, it's like, well, what's going to happen to the dog? I don't want my dog to just be, hi, Kim. Oh, so sorry you're sick. To just be, put in the pound and then euthanized because nobody wants her or whatever. But anyway, so I was talking to Jess and she says, Mom, you got many more years ahead of you. Thank God she thinks that. She says, if you want a dog, get a dog. So I've started looking. I want another Papillon. So it might take me 6 months to a year to find one, but I'm going to look and see what I can find. I've reached out to a couple of people who are breeders, and I've heard from one. She doesn't have any puppies. I've heard from another one, and she doesn't have any right now, but she says, I want you to make a visit, make sure that, we're the right fit for you. And then I've reached out to another one, and she has some, and I've asked for pictures, and I haven't gotten any yet. So it's a long process here. I found one online that is absolutely adorable. She's a tricolor, which is what I want. And her face is just adorable. The face is what gets me. I know they have black and white ones and people love black and white ones. My problem with the black and white is a lot of times you can't see their face. Their face is the most beautiful thing about them. And I want to be able to see that. So we'll see. It'll be a while, but that's okay. I'm willing to wait. All right. I see I have 4 people watching here, and Kim's the only one. Kim and Carol have said hello. So one of those might be me because I have my camera and my iPad hooked up to this so that I can do the Zoom. So I'm going to take another sip of my tea and move it out of my way, and we're going to get started. If you're one of the people that's in here that hasn't said hello, make sure you say hello. Carol, she had kidney failure. She was 13 and she had kidney failure, and her quality of life wasn't good. She was really suffering. And so it was the best decision, as hard as it was. Oh my gosh, I was a mess. And I still am when I talk about it. So I'm going to get started with crafting. Okay, I am going to pull over my camera, and I'm going to try and straighten it a little bit before I spotlight it. Okay, so we're ready to get started. Oh, thanks, Carol. Now, as I said when I started, I love inspiring you with this paper crafting hobby, and I want you to have less decision frustration. So my goal is to show you different ideas that you can use what you have or collect products that you will use and love. And I hope that my ideas will encourage you to use your stash. So to get started, we're going to gather our supplies. Now I have 3 cards for you. So this is for card number 1. For this card, and it's all about the dies today, you need a piece of Whisper White that's a layer. Mine is 4 by 5 1/4. You need a card base that's white. And I said Whisper White, but it's the white, you know what I mean. And it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I am using the Blossoming Happiness dies specifically not the biggest flower, I don't think. I think it's the next one down, but it might be the big one. I don't remember because I pulled this yesterday. And then I'm going to use Daffodil Delight and Flirty Flamingo. All right. And then I need some blending brushes. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my card base. Now, for those of you starting out, you may wonder how to fold your card base. When you score your card base, you have a valley and a mountain. A lot of people say fold that valley inside, like so. All right. I like to fold mine, and I find it folds better if I fold the mountain inside. So it's just a matter of what you like. The other thing is your paper can dictate which way you fold it also. So keep that in mind. Fold it one way. If it doesn't want to lay flat, fold it the other way. Make sure you use your bone folder to get a crisp fold. And as I said, this, we're going to do some die cutting. All right, I want this image, and I haven't pulled sentiments. I will pull sentiments and probably add bling and things like that afterwards. I want this image. I think I'm going to put it here. So I'm going to die cut this image out of my panel. I'll pull it back out. I was flattening my plate. All right. And there is some wiggle room with this. See how flat it is. No, it's not bad. It was really bowed in the center. All right. Don't get rid of this. You need this. Now, I did not stamp on the top of this, but I'm thinking I might before I'm done. This is going to give me an indication of where I'm going to blend my color. And I'm going to start with my daffodil. And I'm going to blend it right about there. And I want it dark, so I'm going to add some color to it. Now, the thing I have to be careful of is I can't go too far this way, because if I do, it's going to, and I need to come back this way some, it's going to show, and I don't want it to show. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to add this around the edge, and I'm going to watch this edge over here so I don't go too far over. And I'm not worried about the splotches. If that bothers you, start off. You can, if you make it dark enough, you don't really see them. See, I kind of hid that one. Let me go up here and hide some of these. And I am going down into my yellow. I'm going to try and, I got to watch that edge. All right, let me see what that looks like. Great, I love it. It's very, very close. I could use a little bit more color up here. I don't want too much because I want some variations in the color. Okay, so I'm going to say that's done. This piece is going to go on top, and you'll see when I finish why I won't add a bow or things like that right now, because I want to show you all three ideas because they're all different. Plus, I am using some new colors, and I want you to see some color combos with some of the new colors and some of the returning colors. I'm making sure I go around the edge. Doesn't look. All right, now I'm going to put this on and I'm going to center it side to side and top to bottom. So then I have it. Now this goes on here. It's kind of missing something, so I'm going to try something. I don't know if it'll work. I'm going to pull in my stamp set for that flower, and it is the large one. I'm going to try stamping on top of it. The one I saw didn't have stamping. The others may look fine, but I'm going to try this one differently and see what happens. All right, now if I have it that way, where is that? I'm going to try and line this up. Okay. Okay, there we go. So that I can just put my block on it. All right, there. And I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo. I'm not worried about the center on this. All right, let's see if I can get it. I'm kind of looking. Oh, I think I got it. Okay, there, yes. Now, if you want the center of this done, you can just take your marker and add something. This is going to go on, and I'm going to put it on right about there. I want some of that yellow to show, and I'm going to use dimensionals. So I'm pulling in my dimensionals. Where is my, oh my, am I out of dimensionals? No, I was going to say, I know I have a whole bunch of dimensionals here. I did some cleaning yesterday and organizing. So I wanted to, I ran across, I took all my paper pumpkin boxes and I had like 7 empty boxes by the time I combined my stuff. And I had like 7 kits I'd never put together. So I'm going to sell them. I'm not going to keep them. I'm just going to get rid of them. And okay, that was good. So because of it, I found a whole bunch because I emptied all these boxes that were, I had done, but I put the pieces back in there. It had all of these. All right, I want to try and do this. Well, when I cut it out that way. So I'm going to do it this way. It'll be different. I found a ton of glue dots and dimensionals, and I pulled them all and I put them in baggies, and I'm going to use them up. All right, so there's the idea for the first card. Now, like I said, it needs a sentiment and it needs some more. I will do that before I post them. So there's card 1. Those were colors that we have already. They're not new. They're not coming back. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't use the wrong brush. And I'm going to do the second idea. All right. And this one, same pieces of paper, 4 by 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. This time I'm using the natural Prince dies, specifically the ginkgo fern, whatever it is looking one. And I am using Lost Lagoon. The only ink pad I have is a Stampin' Spot. I did buy the re-inkers, so I have re-inked this one. I want to see if this idea works. And Pretty Peacock. So my first thing is to emboss or to die cut this. I did take one of the new colors that I didn't get the pad for, and I did make a brand new, never been used ink cube with it. So we'll see how it works. You get to see it with me, right? And I there's both of my pieces, right? This piece I have to set aside, and this one I will not add, not stamp on top, so you can see the difference. All right. The other one probably would have been fine if I had just added like a gem in the center. And I may do it. I may just cut another one, see what it looks like. All right. So this is just a different way to use your dies. All right. So this is going to go here. So I have an idea of where I'm going. Now, where I got this color combination is I was reorganizing my paper by rainbow order. I've never done it that way before, but I decided to give it a try because I want to see if I can blend colors, they come to me better. And this is where it came from. When I put these two together, I went, oh my gosh, that's a beautiful color combination. So that's where this one came from. And it's the Lost Lagoon and the Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to start with my Lost Lagoon. All right. And again, I did re-ink this one. And I'm going to start in the center. This one was perfectly dry when I did it. Okay, let's see. Great. All right. So it did work for this one. Now we'll find out when we do the other one that is a brand new one, if that one works. Oh, and see this one? This is Pretty Peacock. This is what a lot of my pads do. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. That is crystallization. I thought it was mold, but it's crystallization. And it comes from the foaming agent in the pad. And what happens is it causes your pad to get hard and the ink to not go down well. So that's the reason why I decided I'm going to try the ink cubes to see if I can avoid that. You know, what happens is this eventually gets hard and then it's no good to you at all. I even have found some plain white plain clear uninked. All right, I kind of covered up a lot of my Lost Lagoon. Let's see if I can go back and add some to it. Larger pads that I may try and see. I know they say to run your pad underneath the fountain, your faucet until it runs clear. I don't like wasting that ink. I'm sorry. My money is, I don't have a ton of money to throw away washing ink down the drain. And I know you guys don't either. So that's the reason why I'm trying some different things. That is better. I should have made that. What I should have done is done the whole thing. Oh, there's not much up there. Let me go back up and add some there. That's better. I should have done the whole thing with the light and then come back to dark. So again, I make the mistakes so you don't have to. Now, I have to tell you, if you said hello and I didn't respond, Facebook is being funky with everybody and not showing comments. The last comment I see is from Carol, and there's nothing else on here. So, you know, I don't know how to get the comments, all the comments to show. So I apologize. A lot of times afterwards, I go back in and look and comment, say hello, because I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. Okay, so there's that one. And then this piece is going to go off to the side like this with dimensionals. So, I mean, this is a different way to use your dies. It kind of extends the use of your dies. I like to show you how you can use your products in other ways, because I don't know, Carol, it's frustrating. Like I said, people come in and say hello and I'm not ignoring them. I don't see them. Oh, hi, Peggy. All right, so maybe it has to deal with people saying hello. So if you come in here, you guys have to say hello, and then maybe I get to see them all. I don't know why it's only showing certain ones. So if you come in, say hello, don't be shy, and maybe then I'll start seeing more comments. All right, so then I've got this one, and I'm going to put this one on like so. So there's the second idea. All right, now I have to tell you, you're seeing my mat straight up the right way. My mat is sitting on my desk like this because sometimes I can't get the camera to go right. So it's easier to just adjust the mat. So now we're going to do the last one. And I did bring my re-inker in case I need it. All right. Again, same papers. This time I am using the Brilliant Wings dies, and it's this large butterfly. Oh, good idea. Emojis. Give me some hearts. Say hello, thumbs up, whatever. All right, so this time I'm using this. My inks are Tahitian Tide, which is an in color. Oh, thanks, guys. There we go. And then I made a re-inker using Azure Afternoon. This was another one, and I don't know if I have, there's the Azure. Where's my Tahitian Tide? Oh, it's way down here on the bottom. These are two that I thought went together well also. And again, this was from putting it in rainbow order. So I'm going to try the rainbow order and see. It takes some thinking, because you can't just do what you always did. I just did that wrong. And so I'm looking at it because I want to be able to do some of these kinds of things. So we will see if the rainbow order works. So let me fold my card base. And I'm going to move all of this out of the way over here because I don't want to be using the wrong blending brushes because it'll mess it up. Okay. I always put this on here to get my placement, and I'm going to put that right about there. I just kind of need to see the whole card to know about placement. That's me and what works for me. It may not work for you. You may be able to visualize it better, but that's how I do it. And I decided to try a lacy one this time. Everybody or the person that I saw do this and as an indication, the person who did this was a guide. So, all right, I'm going to pull out my, all right, I've got to run it back through. It's not coming through all the way down here. So if I turn it, I ran it through this way. I'm going to run it through this way, and that will help. I got to clean the bits off of my pad or it'll mess it up. That just helps those rollers to hit it in a different way. So if you have a detailed die, I know they say add shims and things like that. I don't do that. I just flip it and run it through a different way. And usually, and if it doesn't pop out, then you know you got to redo it. See how easy that popped out? And now I've got all these pieces in here. So I'm going to if you smack it down, they pop out and you get less that you have to poke out. So there's another tip for you. I am always looking for tips to share with you. Can't grab it. There we go. All right, see, some of them stayed in here and I can poke those out later. And that only leaves me just a few of these to poke out. This one, these are the ones that don't want to come because of the way it was, the die cut was. So what I usually do is flip it over and pull them. And then what will happen is you'll get the back end of it will come up also. So I usually just cut it. You don't want to keep pulling it because then it makes it thin all over. I probably could have run this through a couple of times. Where's that? Just so you know, with this die, I also cut my solid ones apart. I just find it easier to use because I don't usually make all my dies stamp that whole thing. So there we go. All right, now this is where I'm going. I'm going to go with the Tahitian Tide first in the middle because the Azure Afternoon is what it's called, is darker. So we're going to make a blue butterfly. All right, so I know where I'm starting. I'm going to kind of not do a lot of this. And the beauty of this is you can take, and like I said, if the blobs bother you, start further off. Let's see how much is covered. All right, I think that's good. So I'm going to now move to the Azure Afternoon. And this is the, now it may not have enough in it. You're supposed to add ink so that this whole pad is blue. But I added ink quite a bit and I left it to sit overnight. And I thought I would see how it works. So it may need to be re-inked some more. Okay. Like I said, if the blobs bother you, just take, let's see how that works. All right. I need more over here. I'm watching my edge. More up there. All right, I think I'm going to go back and add some more Tahitian Tide in the middle. The advantage to this is you can go back and forth. Just don't confuse your blending brushes. See, it needs to be darker in the middle. So what I'll do is I'll go back in and add some more. And I like this because you do get variation. Much better. Still need a little up here. Let me just use what's on the brush to add some color. There we go. All right, time to put this one down. So what do you think of this idea? Is this something you would try? Do you think it's a good idea? Whoop, I missed and went on my mat. You can easily, like I said, a little glue there. I'm going to have to be careful that I don't There, I'm going to pull out my towel and get rid of this so that it doesn't stick. And now I'm going to add some dimensionals, and I might need to cut these in half. Actually, what I'm going to do, oh, I've already done it. Well, you know what I can do? I can use the bottom. Because I cut them in half, I get these little tiny pieces here. So what I can do is I can cut across the bottom. Of course, they go flying everywhere, but that's okay. And I get some smaller pieces. Well, I thought I had smaller pieces. They're thinner. Let's see, I'll put this one here. I think this will work. This one's kind of big. So let me put it up here on the opposite side. So check your stash, see what dies you have. Okay, that works. Still a little piece. I think I have enough on there. Try it. Like I said, I decided to try this one with the open die. All the rest I had used closed dies. I had borrowed from my neighbor and I thought I still had it, but I must have given it back to her. The Shaded Summer, there's a flower in there that has a solid center, but then the outside is kind of lacy. That's what I call it when it's open like this. That one I think would be very pretty. And I'm going to have this one go the opposite direction. All right, so there are the 3 ideas. And like I said, I think I have some Tahitian tied gems. They all work with that. I'll probably put silver on here or gold because I don't have any. Oh, wait a minute. I got the new gems. No, I didn't. I don't think. I think I got, which gems did I get? I don't even remember. Jeez. I did get gems, but it may not have been those. These are the in colors, the new in colors. And I got another set too. I don't think it went with the paper I was going to use for that. So we'll see. But there you go. So 3 ideas. And a fun way to use your dies. I will, like I said, stamp the sentiments afterwards and post the pictures. Now I won't be able to take the picture till the afternoon. It's kind of dark here and it won't be light enough. So I'll post it later today and you'll be able to see it. And I would love to see if you did it, to share your pictures. This one was, the die cut was stamped. This one was not, and this is a lacy. So it's basically 3 ideas for the same technique. So hopefully I've inspired you to pull out your supplies and to see if there's a way you can use what you already have for this idea. I wanted to play with the new colors and I wanted to show you the new colors. So that is the reason why I did it this way. So you could actually see, I'm swapping to see, make sure the view you guys get is the same. I'm looking at it through my computer and Zoom. So there it is. Let me remove the spotlight here and spotlight my face. There we go. And I'm going to get this out of my face. And I just thought it would be a good idea to play with dies for a while. You know, we've got new stuff coming, and I just thought it would be fun to do some different ideas. Now, I know I have some demos who are watching, but those of you who aren't demos and those of you who are, would you be interested into an online catalog try it class? Like I explained at the beginning, I would use ribbon, colors, you know, gems, things like that that are new. And what I would do is I could do it a small try it class, and then maybe in 3 months, another try it class, and just kind of limit it. The one lady that did it, she used all the ribbon, all the gems, all the paper and everything. The problem is her class was like $80. And that's a lot of money to put out. So I was thinking, well, a small try it class might be a good idea. So, you know, use 2 or 3 ribbons, 2 or 3 pattern papers, and 2 or 3 gems. Make some cards, and the card kit would come with everything. You would not have to purchase anything. There would be no sentiments. So you could add sentiments. If I include labels, everything's going to be die cut, embossed. All you have to do is we will get together and put it together, and then you get to see, okay, what's this ribbon like? Am I going to like it? I know there are ribbons that I have purchased that I did not like the way they tied. I loved the look, but it was stiff. I like a soft ribbon. So this is a way I think would give you an idea. So if this is something you would like, let me know. If you don't want to say it here, send me a message. I'll gladly look at it and see and go from there, because you never know. It might be a way to find what you like and to see, okay, I really don't like this paper, so I'm not going to purchase it. There was the patterns, the one pattern. This is I bought it because it's the in colors, and I usually do get this, but this is the new pattern for this year. And it's a stripe, a dot, hearts, and this. I'm not fond of these patterns. I've had patterns before that I like. So I wouldn't want to purchase this and then find I don't use it because I don't like the patterns. The other one was it's one we're going to use in class next month. And it's the Bright and Beautiful. This paper does not, no, this isn't the one. It was the, that one doesn't show up either, but it was the Countryside Inn. This does not show up well because every side, let me find it. There's only one pattern that this doesn't do it to. This side, I can't separate it. Don't you hate that? This side is gorgeous. It's got, you know, some dots and all. This side has animals on it. So all of the six papers, because you get 2 of each, one side has animals on it. I'm not an animal person. The only paper that doesn't do that is there's this side that has these adorable flowers. I don't know if you can see it. And then the other side has this. But all of the others have animals on it. You would not see that in the catalog. So that's why I thought, well, maybe I've never done a catalog launch. I don't have a lot of people here locally, and they see it all the time because I use it in my class. So this is a way for you to see, okay, I like this, I will do this. I will purchase this. And you don't have to purchase from me, but it's a way to find out. You know, I would love it if you did purchase from me, but I know a lot of you are demos and you want to purchase from yourself so you can meet your minimum. So send me a message. Tell me if that's something you would like. All right, I've chatted on long enough. It is time to get going. I want to get my other video made and I've got to get my newsletter ready to go. So with that, I'm going to end this live. I will be live on Wednesday. I had to stop and think about my calendar. Wednesday at noon on my YouTube channel. And I'm working on a way to Zoom or to stream from YouTube to Facebook and from Facebook to YouTube at the same time. So I don't have to download it and upload it. So I just have to play with and find a program. So you guys have a great weekend. If it's wet where you are, stay dry. Go to your studio and play. Use some of that stash that you have. We all have a ton of it. All right. If I don't see you Wednesday, I'll see you next week. Bye.